Before our deliberations, I wish to give you an assurance on behalf of the committee, that as you submit your memorandum to this committee on the Auditor's General Report for the financial of the laws of Zambia that gives immunity to the honorable members of parliament for the work that they do in the House as well as committee. The same immunities extended to you. Whatever you submit to this committee cannot be used against you in any court of law or outside parliament. To the extent that the information that you give is factual and is not misleading. Should you deliberately mislead or give information that is not correct, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. We are comforted as a committee that you cannot information. So we ask you to freely interact with the members when called upon to do so. Having said that, I now wish to invite you to allow your team to equally do the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good afternoon, committee members of Parliament. My name is Kenneth Chombo, and I'm the Council Secretary for Siavonga Town Council. I came along with my managers, and they shall introduce themselves. Thank you, Chair.
Please go ahead.
My name is Peter Machona. I'm the Director of Engineering for Siavonga Town Council.
Stanislaus Hamatanga is my name, Director Planning. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gertrude Zimbachkuta. I'm Internal Auditor for Siavonga Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. Good afternoon, members. My name is Skazo Newton, Director Finance.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. Good afternoon, members of this committee. My name is Achilva Puta, Town Council.
Good afternoon of Parliament. Good afternoon, Tinta Sinzala, Senior Procurement Officer.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. Siavonga Town Council.
Thank you so much. Permanent witness.
Good afternoon, Siavonga. My name is Afunshas Malambo, Director, Office of the Auditor General, Southern Province. I'm accompanied.
Good afternoon. Good
seen the transfer amount, which
Okay.
yes.
Please go.
Our response there on page 4, Chair. Source of funding, number 1. Wishes to acknowledge on the variance on this, which was attributed to the non-payment of property rates for both commercial and residential customers. The main reason, Chair, which is due to financial challenges to address the outstanding balance of customers with a mechanism which management has introduced as follows. 1, we have introduced the source of funding ensure that to achieve a realistic budget. On others, and the cause of the query, of a correction by action management enhancement in 2024, and these activities has also been allocated for under the 2025 budget. The last program, culture and the region percentage achieved 7%. Cause of the query, management on the exceeded annual budget target, which and by management wishes to state that this activity has been adequately budgeted for under the youth and sports development delivered in full by suppliers before payments are made. This is a control that we have introduced. In addition, Chair, all necessary supporting documents such as goods received note and disposal details are attached to the payment vouchers in order to show the completeness of all the transactions. Another query we have, Chair, is on the failure to avail activity reports with an amount of 29,530 kwacha. Cause of the query, Chair, management wishes to acknowledge the observation made by the Auditor General in regard to the failure to provide activity reports for 8 officers. However, management wishes to state that at the time of audit, activity reports were not attached to the payment vouchers. Action taken. The activity reports, Chair, have been attached to the payment vouchers and they are available for audit verification. The evidence, Chair, is on Appendix 4. The major measures. Management to ensure that all necessary supporting documents are made available to the auditors at the time of audit. And Chair, we have introduced a filing tracking system in order to avoid misfiling of documents. The next query, Chair, is on the failure to claim insurance. Chair, the cause of the query is as follows. Management acknowledges the observations of the Auditor General and wish to state that during the audit verification, the insurance claim for the fire truck with the vehicle registration number GRZ 844 had not been recovered from the insurance company. Action taken. Management wishes to state that a follow-up has been made with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development with regards to the status of the fire tender. Difference is on Appendix 5. The major measures. Management is actively communicating with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development about the need to repair or replace a fire tender. The next query, Chair, is on page 20. Management of Local Government Equalization Fund, particularly 20% capital component. We have a query of 500,000 for failure to implement approved capital project. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations of the Auditor General and wishes to state that the funds allocated to the scopes of works were not adequate to complete the bus station. Further, Chair, the rehabilitation works for Lakeview Lodge were delayed because the council planned to implement the project under a force account or labor-based. Action taken. Management has successfully implemented the rehabilitation of Lakeview Lodge at a total cost of 250,000 under force account, and the scopes of works include the following for the completed works: 1. Stone pitching, rehabilitation of the dwarf wall, installation of air conditions, as well as installation of solar geysers. Further, management has considered, Chair, to complete the construction of the bus station under 2025 budget line. The council has allocated a total sum of 1,500,000 kwacha for the completion of the bus station, and the scopes will consist of erection of the palisade fence, paving, sealing and finishes, metalworks, carpentry and joinery, as well as external works. Refer to Appendix 6, Chair, for evidence. The major measures. Management wishes to report that it will ensure that formulation of bill of quantities are done on time and begins the procurement process early to ensure that project implementations are not delayed. The next query, Chair, is construction of Siavonga Civic Center Phase 3, particularly a council chamber. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the observation made by the Auditor General and wish to state that the failure to complete the project was due to inadequate funds allocated to the project. Therefore, management has made a new allocation in the 2025 budget in order to complete the project. Action taken. Management wishes to state that through the Department of Engineering Services, it has formulated a bill of quantities to a tune of 1,710,281 kwacha 62 ngwe for completion of the project under Phase 4. Further, the project is in the process of being advertised on EGP platform, and it is adequately budgeted for in the year 2025. Refer to Appendix 7, Chair, for evidence. Remedial measures. Management will ensure to complete all planned projects on time within a financial year to avoid projects spilling over into another financial year, Chair. The next query, Chair, is on management of commercial venture, particularly irregular procurement of receipt books from private companies or institutions to a tune of 30,000 kwacha. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations of the Auditor General and accept the shortcoming. We have accepted, Chair, the shortcoming that occurred in regard to the procurement of receipt books from a private company. Action taken. Management wishes to indicate that it has stopped printing of books from private companies and will ensure to collect receipt books from the Ministry of Finance whenever need arises. Evidence is on Appendix 8, Chair. Remedial measures. Management will ensure adherence to the Circular Number 11 dated 10th July 2020, which only allows local authorities to collect books from Ministry of Finance. Further, Chair, we have put up measures to ensure that stocks are monitored regularly so that when stocks are low, collections can be done on time. I'll now move on to cross-cutting issues, Chair, that is on page 25. On Appendix 1, under cross-cutting issues, Chair, we have an audit opinion. For 2023, Chair, the audit opinion was unqualified. So here I've just included the remedial measure, and it is as follows. Management acknowledge the observation by the Auditor General and wish to state that Siavonga Town Council will continue to have unqualified financial reports in accordance with cash basis international public sector accounting standards known as IPSAS and local authority accounting policies. On Appendix 2, Chair, we have a query to do with budget, funding, as well as expenditure to do with unspent funds to the amount of 3,342,978 kwacha. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the Auditor General and wish to state that the unspent fund of 3,342,978 were for capital projects, and at the time of audit, the funds were committed towards ongoing projects such as construction of Civic Center Phase 3, Siavonga Ablution Block, construction of new fire station, procurement of a low-bed track, and installation of street lights. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that as at 31st December 2024, management spent a total sum of 3,342,978 as funds carried forward from 2023 capital project. On Appendix 9, Chair, remedial measures. Management wishes to report that it will ensure that formulation of bill of quantities are done on time and commence the procurement process early to ensure that project implementation are not delayed. On appendix number 6, it has to do with unsupported payments. We have a query of unsupported payment, Chair, with an amount of 81,825. Cause of the query: management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General and wish to report that the 3 payment vouchers amounting to 81,825 could not be supported at the time of audit, as receipts and invoices were filed in different box files. Action taken: management wishes to state that receipts and goods received notes, which were filed in different box files, have been attached to the payment vouchers and the documents are available for audit verification. The appendix, Chair, is on number 10 for evidence. Remedial measures: management wishes to state that all payment vouchers are now filed with all necessary supporting documents such as receipts, invoices, and disposal details. Further, Chair, vouchers are now securely kept in the safe. Appendix 12, unaccounted for fuel. We have a query for unaccounted for fuel amounting to 49,935. Cause of the query, Chair: management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General on fuel costing 49,935, which was not accounted for, meaning that receipts and disposal details were not availed for audit scrutiny. However, management wishes to state that at the time of audit, stores sections were still updating the stores records for management processes. Action taken: management wishes to state that all fuel records have been updated. Further, receipts have been obtained from suppliers and disposal details are available for audit verification. Refer to appendix 11, Chair, for evidence. Remedial measures: management wishes to state that a new system pertaining to management of fuel has been introduced, where receipts and disposal details are completed on time and securely kept. Therefore, Chair, the new system has reduced the time taken to update records that has to do with fuel management. On appendix 14, unaccounted for stores to the tune of 313,945. Cause of the query, Chair: management wishes to acknowledge the observation made by the Auditor General on unaccounted for stores with an amount of 313,945.
Point of correction, this amount has been adjusted by the Office of the Auditor General to read, you can make this correction, 137,793 kwacha. With that correction, you can go ahead and read.
Thank you, Chair. So, management wishes to state that at the time of audit, stores section, we are still updating the stores records. Therefore, receipts and disposal details could not be availed for audit verification. Action taken: management wishes to state that all stores records have been updated, receipts have been obtained from the suppliers, and disposal details are now available for audit verification. Evidence is on appendix 12, Chair. The major measures: management to ensure that stores records are updated on time after all relevant receipts, invoices, and disposal details are attached and securely stored. Appendix 22, Chair, is on the failure to maintain council properties. Cause of the query: management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General that Siavonga Main Market and Abba Ablution Block were poorly maintained. a scheduled routine maintenance was planned to be undertaken in the fourth quarter of 2024. Action taken. Management wishes to state that it has successfully completed the repairs to the ablution blocks at both the Prep Park and Harbour Market. The evidence is on Appendix 13. The major measures. Management to ensure that all properties under our stewardship are properly maintained. This proactive approach here is aimed at preventing the loss of properties and minimizing the risk of financial loss that may result from neglect or inadequate care. Further, Chair, management is in the process of developing an asset maintenance policy specifically to do with buildings. The policy will establish clear guidelines and procedures for ongoing care, maintenance, and management of all building assets under our responsibility, Chair. Appendix 23 is on poor management of waste. The query is failure to provide waste bins and receptacles. Cause of the query is on page 30. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations of the Auditor General on the failure to provide waste bins and receptacles in accordance with established guidelines for solid waste management. This shortcoming is primarily due to the budget constraints which have limited our financial resources for the purchase of all necessary waste management equipment. Action taken. Management wishes to state that with the support of our cooperating partners, we have successfully acquired 10 additional waste bins. The acquisition, Chair, is part of our ongoing efforts to improve solid waste management services and ensure that we have a cleaner and a more sustainable environment within our community. Refer to Appendix 14 for evidence. The major measures. Management to ensure to allocate adequate financial resources for solid waste management by ensuring that tools and equipment are procured. Appendix 26, failure to dispose of unserviceable motor vehicles. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General on the failure to dispose unserviceable motor vehicles. Action taken. Management wishes to state that a write-up has been submitted to Government Valuation Department requesting a motor vehicle valuation assessment report for the vehicles under review. The request, Chair, is in line with our efforts to ensure that accurate and fair valuation for the purpose of selling and comply with all legal requirements that has to do with disposal of council assets. The evidence is on Appendix 15. The major measures. Management to ensure to expedite on the disposal of 2 unserviceable motor vehicles after all required procedures are finalized. Appendix 27. Failure to install and maintain street lights. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations of the Auditor General on the failure to install and maintain 5 street lights. However, management wishes to state that the 5 street lights were not installed at the time of audit because the contractor experienced challenges of sourcing the cherry picker. Action taken. Management wishes to state that it has successfully replaced all 5 damaged hydro street lights by installing with new solar street lights. The upgrade, Chair, is part of our ongoing efforts to enhance public safety and improve the infrastructure within our community. Refer to Appendix 16 for evidence, Chair. The major measures. Management to ensure that street lights are maintained, and it has budgeted an amount of 1.2 million in 2025 budget for installation and maintenance of street lights. Appendix 28, Chair, is on failure to settle statutory and other obligations. We have an outstanding statutory obligation, Chair, amounting to 5.9 million. Cause of the query: management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General on the failure to settle 5,978,668 pertaining to statutory obligations. Chair, management would like to state that the non-remittance of statutory obligation was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. Management wishes to state that it has started or it has initiated the process of settling the outstanding debt by making payments in installments. Management chair is also committed to be paying the current amount as and when they fall due to avoid the further accumulation of debt. And at current chair, we have made payment totaling 776,225. Chair, management has also taken additional steps to improve the management of our financial obligation. Specifically, Chair, we have opened a debt management account with Zanaco Bank in order to streamline and effectively manage the clearance of our statutory obligation. In addition, Chair, management has resolved to allocate about 10% of locally generated revenue towards debt management. This proactive approach, Chair, is aimed at ensuring that we meet our financial commitments in a timely manner while maintaining a sustainable financial position for the Council. Further, Chair, in 2025 alone, management is determined to liquidate a total sum of 3.2 million out of 30,200,000 which we have budgeted from our own source revenue. Remedial measures: management wishes to state that we are taking proactive steps to enhance our cash flow through improved revenue collections. This initiative, Chair, is a critical part of our strategy to ensure that we manage the timely payment of statutory obligation as they fall due and on monthly basis. Appendix 29, Chair, failure to settle staff obligations. We have outstanding balances on staff obligations amounting to 1.5 million, Chair, and the cause of the query: management wishes to acknowledge the observations of the Auditor General on the failure to settle 1.5,558,722 on staff obligation. However, management wishes to state that the non-remittance of staff obligation was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. Management wishes to state that it has started the process of settling the outstanding debt by making sure that payments are made in installments. Management is also committed to be paying the current amount as and when they fall due to avoid the further accumulation of debt, and management has made a payment of 355,205. Evidence is on Appendix 18. Management share has also taken an additional step to improve the management of our financial obligation, specifically by opening a debt management account with Zanaco Bank in order to streamline and effectively manage the clearance of staff obligations. In addition, management has resolved to allocate 10% of locally generated revenue towards debt management. This proactive approach is aimed at ensuring that we meet our financial commitments in a timely manner while maintaining a sustainable financial position for the Council. Further, in 2025, as I alluded earlier, we are determined to liquidate a total sum of 3.2 million out of 30,200,000 which we have budgeted under our own source revenue. The major measure: management wishes to state that we are taking proactive steps to enhance our cash flow through improved revenue collections. This initiative, Chair, is a critical part of our strategy to ensure that we manage the timely payment of staff obligations as they fall due and on monthly basis. The next query, Chair, is on Appendix 31, Management of Local Government Equalization Fund. Specifically, Chair, we have about 12.6 million which was not spent at the end of the financial period. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General regarding the management of Local Government Equalization Fund amounts to 12.6 million. However, management would like to state that the 7.1 million was generated from locally generated revenue such as property rates, which was collected from ZESCO, as well as the money which was raised from fish levy. The funds, Chair, were intended for capital projects, including 5% Ward Development Fund. In addition, Chair, management received a total sum of 200,918.70 from professional insurance. The money was intended for repair of an excavator machine which required an engine replacement as at that time. The remaining balance of 4.6 million consists of the balance brought forward from the year 2022 and the 20% component funds for the year 2023. The action taken, Chair, is on the addendum, the one which we replaced.
Where is it? Kindly lead us to the page so that we follow what you're saying,
Okay.
what you're submitting to the committee.
Just on the next page.
Page what?
We didn't include the page, but the next page, the page that is immediately following.
After your signature?
Yeah, before, just where I've put my signature, where there's a stamp.
Yes.
The action taken, Chair, management wishes to report that as at 31st December 2024, management spent a total sum of 12.6 million as funds carried forward from 2023 pertaining to capital project, Ward Development Fund project, and operational costs. The funds were spent towards as follows: unspent fund 12.6 million, the funds spent in 2024 9.2 million, leaving a balance of 3.4 million. So the 3.4 million is still unspent, Chair. Then on the major measures, we go back to page 35. Management will ensure that all budgeted capital projects are implemented within a particular fiscal year. Appendix 34, Chair, failure to ensure fire officers. We had
this one we are reliably informed that is resolved. You can go to the next one.
Thank you. The next query, Chair, is on Appendix 35, lack of rescue ambulances and marine rescue equipment. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observation of the Auditor General on the lack of an ambulance and marine rescue equipment. However, Chair, management could not procure the said equipment at the time of audit due to financial constraints. Action taken. Management wishes to state that in an effort to enhance marine rescue services within the district, the Department of Engineering Services is working in close collaboration with the Department of Maritime. The partnership, Chair, is a key part of the devolution of functions at the district level with an objective to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of maritime safety and rescue operations. Further, Chair, to our ongoing efforts in order to enhance emergency response capabilities, management has written to the Ministry of Rural Development requesting for assistance. The major wishes to state that improves, we proceed with a equipment tell us promptly. I submit my
I wish to call for points of
page 17.
Page 17.
Page 17, read together with the appendix on appendix number 3. Chair, is about procurement of goods and services where council procured goods and they were delivered at a time of audit involving 2 transactions. First transaction is for the delivery of stationery to the office, and the second one is refreshments, drinks and refreshments for a sports festive tournament. The first clarification that I would like to seek is based on the evidence that you have provided in appendix 3, without the members asking so many questions. Are you confident to provide evidence that matches the procurement process for this particular transaction? How do you rate the whole procurement process from 1 to 10? Based on the evidence that you have provided, or you wish to provide more evidence?
Yes, CS.
Yeah, thank you, Chair, for the good question. Chair, we believe the query was as a result of inadequate controls at that time, and I would like to state that we have provided evidence to show the retirement of the said procurement in terms of the stationery which was not delivered. We have a payment voucher which is equivalent to 12,947 kwacha, as well as a receipt for the same amount.
Council Secretary, when did you go to Siavonga?
I went there in November last year, Chair.
November last year.
Yes.
Go to the payment voucher dated 0902 2023. Okay, no, that is not your name. It's fine. Honorable
Yes.
Dr. Manza?
Well, now based on your response that you are confident with, so we can go ahead with interrogations. Because I asked you to rate the procurement process based on the evidence between 1 to 10. So now we can go to interrogate. For the benefit of the listeners, this is a procurement that was based on procuring stationery for the office, Siavonga Town Council, 2 transactions, and involving an amount of 22,624. The amount for the first transaction, council paid 12,947, and the supplier only delivered stationery worth 8,258, leaving an outstanding balance of 4,689. In the second procurement, which is involving foodstuffs and refreshments, an amount of 17,935 was paid for the procurement of these goods, but the payment vouchers did not attach the goods received note, neither the goods issued note. So we go for interrogations to your appendix number 3. The first letter is counsel to the supplier. The second one is from this correspondence. The supplier is trying to claim that counsel overpaid. We go to letter number 2, written by the by the supplier Onzomboy, who says, we acknowledge the receipt of your letter dated 31st May 2024 and it is concerning the overpayment of assorted stationery materials according to LPO number 0260. The items were costing 8,258, but council paid 12,947. So where is the LPO for this particular transaction, so that we verify the claim by the supplier against your claim, which you are saying that you paid 12,000, but the supplier says you overpaid because his contract was only up to 8,000. The second one is in the food supplies. The food supplies, if we go to the invoices, the goods received not and the goods issued not. The second last ones by the payment voucher for 26 December 2023. This supplier who supplied items as listed in the goods received voucher, where he supplied 3 goats, 10 T-bones and so on, he issued the goods received note on 27 December. But the payment voucher is 26 December. It shows that the supplier was paid in advance before you received the goods. How do you clarify this? Also, when was the exact date for the sports festival in Siavonga?
Yes, Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chairperson. Yes, we admit the supplier was paid before the delivery of items. Like I said in my, as I said when I started, I mentioned to say in the beginning there were a lot of weaknesses in terms of internal controls, which led to the query which is in question, and we are trying to address the weakness in internal control, Chair, with the remedial measure that we have provided. In terms of payment to the suppliers, the council had a bad reputation because sometimes suppliers were supplying goods and the council were failing to pay the suppliers. So we have changed the approach, Chair. First, we are trying to raise the resources before we engage ourselves in any procurement. In terms of the order, Chair, for the 12,000, my colleagues, they have retrieved. I don't know if it can be passed for verification.
Please, through Secretary, just hold on, Secretary, to come.
Okay, thank you. Then I'm guided. The date of the tournament was on 27th December 2023. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Dr. Manza.
The tournament was on 27th December, and these are perishables, these are foodstuffs. So you received Well, good. You received on the same day. The amount under query is 22,624 for involving 2 transactions. So we want to see the order, the purchase order for stationery and the purchase order for the refreshments. That these 2 orders should add up to 22,624, and also bank statement to show, or just a receipt, because the food stuff, the stationery, he has attached, there's a receipt that is attached to show that he received the money. But the food stuffs, there is no acquittal, there's no receipt from there. So when you add the 2 figures, the first transaction 12,947, and the second transaction, which is foodstuffs, 17,935, the 2 transactions are adding up to 30,822, 30,882, which is above 22,000. So how do you explain this scenario?
Yes. Thank you, Chairperson. For more clarity, I would invite my Director of Finance to come in, Chair.
Director of Finance?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the query 22,624 is the addition of what was not delivered, which is 4,689, plus the foodstuffs, which is 17,935, Chair. I submit, Chair.
Procurement Officer, did you read the letter by Onziombwe General Dealers to the Council dated 27 September 2024?
Yes, Chair.
What is your comment?
Chair, I think this was just an oversight on our part, Chair. Like the CS has mentioned, going forward we shall ensure that payment is only done after they have delivered, Chair, to avoid all
the contractor is saying that they issued quotations costing 8,258, but council paid 12,947, making overpayment of the sum of 4,689. Why did you raise a payment for 12,000 against quoted goods for 8,000? Yes, Procurement Officer.
Thank you, Chair. I think I'll request the Director of Finance to assist me on this one, Chair.
I'm asking you, this comes, so Director of Finance is the one that raised the payment and you made the procurement of 8,000 yourself. Procurement Officer?
Thank you, Chair. This was an oversight on our part, and going forward, Chair, we are not going to have such issues. Thank you, Chair.
Director of Finance?
Chair, we accept the anomaly. We will improve as the CS has guided.
Internal auditor, did this pass through your office?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, the payment passed through our office.
And you approved it?
Actually, Chair, the amount was 12,000.
But the supplier here is saying you overpaid me. I quoted you for goods for 8,000. What would you say to that?
Actually, Chair, the payment was 12,000. It's the payment because he's saying overpayment, maybe because the good that were delivered at the time was amounting to 8,000.
I would have asked, but I want the members to ask. Yes.
I have the evidence here from the LPO.
No question.
Dr. Mwanza can start then yourself.
The supplier is right. The LPO that you issued was less than 12,747. So I was surprised that you are saying undelivered goods. Therefore, that's how we wrote back to say, you overpaid me. In fact, you overpaid me by 4,000 and above. Then you went further to say, okay, since you already have that money, can you provide toner so that you cover that money? Toner was not part of the items in the original LPO 026, which the supplier quoted in his letter. So why overpay supplier? And yet your remedial measure, you are saying you would only go ahead with procurement when council secures the funding. So here you had all the funding and immediately wired 12,747. And then later you realize, you say, oh no, we overpaid you, but by the way, let's just calculate how much you are owing us. Then in addition to this, just provide us with $2.
Additional, Honorable Kalobo. Honorable Singombe, additional. Okay, so procurement officer, are you still maintaining that the LPO was for 12,000 with what the Honorable has just submitted from your evidence?
Chair, we acknowledge the oversight on our part.
What are you acknowledging?
That it was an overpayment, actually.
Next question.
Thank you very much, Chair. May I take the committee to page 3? Part E. Management of commercial ventures, Lakeview Lodge, irregular procurement of receipt books from a private
Yes, Honorable Kalobo, you can go ahead.
Irregular procurement of receipt books from a private institution. The witness here, Chair, has acknowledged that they procured the receipt books from a private company, and going forward in the action taken, they are saying they will never buy from private print from private companies. They will be collecting from the Ministry of Finance as per guidance. And in the submission, the same witness has confirmed that they are preview to circular number 11 of 10th July, which abolishes the procurement of printing of documents for ministries, provinces, and other spending agencies from private institutions, which was effected at 31st September 2020. This is their own information they are telling us. A circular, Chair, is not an ordinary document or any other writing like an internal memo. A circular is law arising from the Supreme Court judgment Winter Kabimba versus the Attorney General and the Lusaka City Council. A circular was given a face of law by the Supreme Court. Why did you choose to procure or to go against the law? That's number one question. My second question, what is the name of the company Third, how many receipt books did you print? Fourth one, provide us with a sample of that receipt book. Five, how many departments were given these receipt books? And how many each department? Are we taking those questions? What is the name of the company? What is the number of those receipt books? We need a sample of that receipt book. How many departments received and how many in each department? Then how much revenue or funds were collected using these receipt books? For now, answers for those questions.
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'll start by answering the name of the company which published the receipt books. The name of the company is called the Flyer Company. It's a local company based in Siavonga. Then the total number of receipt books which were produced, there are about 30, Chair. Then on the revenue which were raised concerning those receipt books, I will ask my DF to come in to assist me. Then the issue to do with a sample of a receipt book, Chair, on that one, you forgive us. We didn't carry any sample of the receipt book. We apologize on that one, Chair.
How many departments were given these receipt books?
It's just one department, Finance Department.
Yes, Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Currently, Chair, I do not have the figures of exactly amount which was raised. But, Chair, allow me to submit that on a monthly basis, the lodge is making over 120,000 kwacha. And the receipt books which we procured was because of the month which we did not have the receipts, and at the Ministry of Finance, we found that they did also not have the receipt books. So what we raised for the month, Chair, which we used these local receipt books, I could say that it's 120,000. I submit, Chair.
Follow up, Honorable Singombe, then Honorable Kalova.
Chair, just help me to comprehend properly. You said you had 30 receipt books. Is that what you said? And then, how many books were you using per month? Did you say one receipt book? Now, if the reasons to go and procure receipt books from this private person was based on non-availability at the ministry, are you saying you had anticipated that the ministry will not provide these receipt books for 2 years? Because 30 receipt books amounts, Chair, to 2 years, 6 months, 2.5 years. Was that your assumption, Director, that you will not have these receipt books for 30 months, and hence you budgeted to go and procure 30 receipt books, and you are using one receipt book per month?
Additional, Honorable Kalova.
Thank you very much, Chair. As they answer this question from Honorable Singombe, they should bear in mind that government has provided an alternative. If receipt books are not there at the Ministry of Finance, there is a company called Shorthorn, where they can buy also from government printers if the Ministry of Finance doesn't have. So there are two alternatives. Then My other question, where is the order or contract for the purchase? Was it an order or purchase order? Where is the purchase order? Also, where is the payment voucher and the bank statement to support the same? Thank you very much.
Yes, you may answer.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chair, first and foremost, would say we acknowledge, because we understand that when the circular is passed, that is totally the legal procedure which we have to follow. In this circumstance, Chair, we acknowledge the shortcoming, because it will be difficult for us to provide all the information which we have been asked at this period. Therefore, our conclusion, we are agreeing to the shortcoming, because we cannot bend when the circular is issued. That's the truth, Chair. Yes.
The next question, let me ask the area member of parliament for Siavonga also too. Do you have a question? No. Honorable Singombe, then Honorable Mwen. Your neighbors there.
Chair, I'm on page 23.
23?
Page 23, Chair.
23.
Which is emanating from the construction of Siavonga Civic Center. Chair, my question is on their submission on the action taken plan, where Siavonga is saying that the Department of Engineering has formulated a bill of quantity at a total cost of 1.7 million. That's for the completion of Siavonga Civic Center. And my question is on the EGP, Chairman. The project is in the process of being advertised on the EGP. That's Electronic Government Procurement. Chair, I just wanted to find out from Siavonga whether they are satisfied with the EGP and the time that it takes to advertise. Are you satisfied that you will be able, or maybe let me say, are you satisfied with the time frame that this particular system takes, bearing in mind that we have also areas that are not yet serviced by internet? So my question is based on the EGP. Are we satisfied in terms of this system? I know it is government's position, but I want to have a feel as to whether you people are satisfied with this system in terms of you providing goods and services on time. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Yes, please, additional.
Thank you so much, Chair. In addition to the same, this question is emanating from page 22. Maybe we can go to page 22, CS, and the rest. You are confirming, CS, that no, there we accept the error. There, yes, forgive us. But for this one, I would like to ask. Construction of Siavonga Civic Center, the council chamber, that is. Are you confirming, CS and the entire team, that the pictorial evidence you have showed here is the civic center and not, is the council chamber and not the civic center, to start with? Secondly, what prompted you, Director Works, to make a payment? Chair, this contract was going for about 1 million kwacha for the construction of the council chamber. What prompted you to make a full payment a full payment of 1 million kwacha instead of paying in stages as the law, as what the law states. You decided to pay a full 1 million kwacha cash to this contractor. Don't worry about us paying you in bits. We'll pay you all of it so that you can finish the works. And the work, Chair, is still outstanding. Thirdly, Chair, to Siavonga Town Council, with the works that are remaining, the council is saying it is now costing 1,710,281 kwacha 62 ngwe. From 1 million, Chair. You evaluate, you prepare your BOQ, it goes to 1 million. You delay the works for 11 weeks and bring another quotation, another BOQ, much more than even the earlier BOQ, which was 1 million. Now it's 1.7. You even present a BOQ, which we will ask later some other questions, Chair, based on this. Let them first answer those. I submit.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. We'll start by answering the question pertaining to the EGP. If we have been asked if we are satisfied with the use of EGP, that is the government procurement, electronic government procurement platform. Chair would say the EGP, we are satisfied because it has come as a law which we need to follow. We cannot bypass it. And there are procedures also, Chair, that we follow under the procurement guidelines. For example, if the tender is surpassing the amount of 1 million, it means it has to be advertised at national level. So through the EGP, Chair, we are able to advertise at national level, even if we are based in Siavonga, Chair. So on that one we are satisfied, although sometimes we experience network failures, which also a retrogression on our part. But in terms of the EGP, it's okay. For example, if what I can just say, government can just add maybe improvement to the same system, but the whole system, I can say it is okay and is able to filter issues to do with corruption, Chair.
Thank you.
Then on the issue to do with construction of the chamber, Chair, I would bring in technical person, that is my director engineering, to elaborate further, Chair.
Chair, before he brings in the technical person to elaborate, first of all, when you look at this pictorial evidence you have presented on page 22, remember you're under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia. Is this true, the council chamber, this one, that you are constructing? Or it is the civic center that you have presented before your committee, purporting to be the council chamber? Look at it.
Yes, Chair. Chair, these pictures were gotten by the Auditor General, the one which are on page 22. So this one is a council chamber, not a civic center. The civic center complies of office blocks, but this one, Chair, we can confirm totally that it is the council chamber. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Mulunda.
Just to make a correction, yes, on page 22, that is a that is a council chamber, but the one that they have provided on addendum, this one is a civic center. I think this one is a civic center. They are different from what was captured by the...
Okay.
Because it's part of the...
Yes, Director.
Okay, maybe to confirm, Chair, what you have added on the addendum, Chair, it is a current status of the council chamber after additional improvement have been added in terms of construction, Chair. Thank you.
So even what you have added is the council chamber as well. Allow the director to respond, and then we take.
So maybe for technical aspect, Chair,
Yes.
I'll invite the Director of Engineering.
Yes, Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to start by mentioning that totally this project, in terms of the management of this project, we acknowledge, Chair, that the management of this project was not properly done. However, Chair, in terms of how it started and the like, it was a full package to do with the construction of the civic center. So what has been completed so far, it is two structures, the two offices. So now we are concentrating on the chamber. And what led to my office to pay up to this amount of money, Chair, from the initial bills of quantities, which was generated at first, it was a total package, which was costing roughly about 6 million. Then, when we siphoned the particular bill to do with the chamber, we did not do, I acknowledge that we did not do due diligence. Henceforth, the time we started doing this structure, we had encountered a lot of changes on site in terms of the terrain itself, in terms of the size itself, it had to change. But in terms of, I understand that for a contractor to do certain works, we needed to be issuing instructions here and there to move in a particular direction. So, Chair, I acknowledge that that was not done. Chair, henceforth, I mentioned in terms of the management of this project, Chair, I acknowledge that we had gaps here and there.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Well,
Honorable Kolobo.
thank you that you acknowledge there was a bit of some contract mismanagement on this project, but you know, the council chamber and the bus station, that very important projects to the operations of the council. If we go to page 21, the whole story of all these projects start from page 21, that council planned to do. On page 20, there's a table that shows two projects: rehabilitation of Lakeview Lodge and the construction of bus station. And these projects were approved in 2023. The total cost was 250 each, to a tune of 500,000 kwacha. Very, very important projects, because you have Lakeview operating. You receive the income, just like I think the DF had alluded to the fact that almost 120,000 per month. And that is even what prompted the council to even procure vouchers from a private player. Okay. Points of clarification. You planned to do these two projects using the unspent funds. These unspent funds, you can find them on page 20, which is, we are saying 1,371,295. These funds, these projects were not implemented until the reasons are the bus station. You are saying that the funds that were allocated were not enough to cover the scope of work. Then, for the Lakeview Lodge, you are saying the works were delayed because the council planned to implement this project under force account. But the action taken, you are coming back to say, oh, even though we had allocated 250,000, we managed to successfully rehabilitate Lakeview at a total cost of 250,000 kwacha. So, this 250,000 kwacha was funding towards phase 3, what you call phase 3 of Lakeview. Now, you allocated
In 2024.
you allocated 1 million kwacha under 2025 budget. Then you go further to say we have actually attached BOQ on is it appendix 7? So, going back to the question that Honorable Mwene asked, what prompted the sudden rise in the cost of the remaining works to go to up to 1.7 million when, as per the picture that you have showing, is showing that it has gone up to roof level and you paid the whole 1 million kwacha that was allocated to this amount, to this project. And let us look at what they call the BOQ to justify the 1.7 million. This is under appendix number 7. You see the so-called BOQ to justify the 1.7 million kwacha.
Appendix number 7.
Appendix 7.
It's to come from where now? Fast.
Appendix 7 is just one leaf. We are looking forward to see the breakdown on how the works will be carried out to lead to 1.7 million. But what you see here is just there's no description of works. It's just saying whatever council chamber. Yeah, total brought forward. What is brought forward? What items are coming along with this 1 point something million kwacha? And then you add your VAT and so on, and then you say you justify. You work backwards because you had an amount, so you bring 1.3 million, and then you say how can we reach at the 1.72 million? Then you come up with a contingency of. So, is this a standard way of presenting a BOQ to justify the expenditure leading up to 1.72 million when in the past the history is that you have already spent 1 million and you have reached the roof level? All what is remaining is just the finishes. How would the finishes? Why didn't you even put details of expenditure to lead to this amount 1.72 million? What have you been hiding?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'll start on the BOQ. Yes, we attached the first copy and the last copy. We have the full BOQ, but it is too big. If we can be allowed, we can upload it is in the car. If we can be allowed, my officer can bring outside from the car.
Yes,
it was too big to be attached in our report.
Bring 1.7 million is too much. Bring.
And what was the first question is what was the justification? Prompting the upward adjustment.
The justification, my director will come in because the 1.7 has finishes. So my director will come in on that one, Chair.
Director Engineer.
Thank you, Chair. As the CS area alluded to, that we have the detailed bills of quantities, and I admit that this is not a standard way of producing a BOQ. That's why we have even mentioned that we have the detailed one. In terms of the works involved in the 1.7 million, Chair, we have we need to attend to the ceiling, which will be a suspended ceiling. Then we also needed to also attend to the external works and the other finishes such as the fittings like air cons and of course electricals. I'm sure once the details of the bills of quantities is brought, we'll be able to justify this 1.7 million chair. So every item has been unpacked in that bills of quantities, Chair. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. The contract administration in Siavonga, more especially on civil works, needs a bit more attention, because if you go to page 20, where you had planned to spend 250,000 kwacha on this project, I know you've been doing it like a phased approach. Whenever you have some funds, then you want to do some work. You had reserved 250,000 kwacha on page 20 towards the lake view, and you could not, the time of audit, you didn't spend this money because you said we wanted to conduct this type of work by using force account. And on page 21, you're confirming to say you spent the 250,000 kwacha under force account. What prevented you from using the so-called this force account when you had money in the account sitting of above 1.7 million kwacha? Then under the same lake view, we want to put things in order now. There's a contractor already, Naunga Contractors, who has done works up to 1 million kwacha and was paid 950,000 kwacha. I'm sure he's the contractor who did the substructure and the superstructure as per the pictorial exhibit. Now you are requesting 1.72 million kwacha to do the finishes, and you would like to advertise on EGP. Are you not considering using the same contractor who lifted this building up to this level? He has taken the building up to roof level. Why advertise? Because when I look at your skeleton BOQ, you are even adding preliminary and generals, which means items that would require a contractor to mobilize. So why aren't you engaging this Naunga contractor who has lifted this building up to this stage? And the bus station. The bus station is a very important facility for our people in Siavonga, but you are also asking for, you budgeted 250,000 kwacha in 2023, and later you are saying you are now asking for 1.5 million kwacha to be under 2025 budget line. This inconsistency, this sharp rise, more than 6 times the cost of the works at the bus station, how do you justify? Because this scenario is synonymous to Lakeview. Why a sharp rise from 250,000 kwacha to 1.5 million kwacha for the bus station without any justification of what type of works would be executed within that amount? We are also waiting for the BOQ anyway.
You wanted to add?
Okay, maybe to... Yes, sir. Maybe let him first answer those questions. Then
yes,
I'll come
please.
in on the same.
Yes, maybe we clarify the questions, because if you are loaded with a lot of questions, we might not respond to some pertinent issues. Yeah, so Chair, first of all, I would like to clarify on the 250,000 which was meant for the construction of the bus station. Chair, the 250 which was allocated for the bus station, this one was not subject to technical standard review. It was just an amount which was apportioned, like allocated. And what was meant to be done in the 250,000 was the works to do with the paving of the bus station. So now, the works could not commence because where we want to construct a bus station, that's where we were housing our fire officers, because we are constructing the fire station on the other hand. So now we have completed the construction of the fire station and the fire officers have moved. So this is when now we want to commence the construction of the bus station. So the 250 was allocated to do with the paving. Then what we have done in the package of 1.5, it's a set of the bus station and as well as an ablution block. That's what we have planned. So the bus station will gobble an amount of 800, then the balance of 600 will go towards the construction of an ablution block. Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mwini.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I would like to still take the council to page 22. The Director Engineering was saying, no, the scope of work that is coming now includes external works, it includes this and that. I just would like us to read there. On top, it's saying, on the 1st of November 2023, the council engaged Naunga contractors and general dealers for the construction of the chamber at the Civic Center, Phase 3, at a contract sum of 1 million kwacha, with a completion period of 16 weeks, commencing on 1st of November 2023 and ending on 21st of February 2024. The scope of works included the following, Chair. I would like to the Director Engineering to pay particular attention as regards to what he has talked about here. Slab structure, superstructure, roofing, plastering. Chair, plastering, take note of that, which I cannot see here. Joinery and ironmonger, plumbing, metalworks, glazing, flooring, decorating, painting, tiling, gutting, and external works. Chair, in that 1 million, that was what was budgeted for according to their BOQ. In simple terms, their BOQ is clearly stated here. But to the surprise of your committee, Chair, the structure reaches this level, and they are still preparing another extended BOQ with an exorbitant amount, repeating, I believe, repeating similar works in the earlier BOQ. I should suppose it is again coming in the next BOQ, which cannot be accepted, Chair. How can one work be done twice or costed twice? How? So, and on top of that, Chair, they paid the whole sum at once, ignoring the percentages of payments that are supposed to be followed by law. Why did you, as Siavonga Council, had to pay the whole amount at once? Firstly. Secondly, why are you repeating these works, duplicating works? You cost it now. Today you say plastering, external works, and again, 2 years in between the line, you say plastering, flooring, what, the same structure. Why is it like that in Siavonga? I submit, Chair.
CS, you can answer, and then...
Yes, Chair. Thank you for that question again, Chair. Yeah. Again, Chair. Yes. Again, Chair, I'll ask my Director Engineering to help me on the payment of 950,000, Chair.
Director Engineering.
All right. Thank you, Chair. As I earlier alluded to, when from my preamble, where I mentioned that we acknowledge the gaps, and Chair, I mentioned that the project had undergone quite a number of changes which we did not anticipate, because we did not do a proper due diligence. Henceforth, even in terms of the instructions were not done, because every changes to the project, we are supposed to have been doing the site instructions, of which we had that gap. We couldn't go by that. And in terms of those changes, in terms of the terrain itself, and the reinforcements which were put there, and the size of the building, which changed and the like. So at one point, the contractor asked for a variation, which was actually even more than the 25%, of which we couldn't grant. So that's why I'm acknowledging that in terms of project management on that particular scope, in terms of the flow of the documentation here, and I acknowledge we did not do the needful. Chair, I submit.
Honorable Kalobo.
May I take the committee to page 27?
The new one. Let's finish this one. Area Member of Parliament, you want to comment?
Chairperson, I'm conflicted. I'm not supposed to be commenting, but I'm compelled. I know we have the new CS, new procurement officer, but I want us to be very candid in the way we do things going forward. I stay in Siavonga. 2 days ago we had the Karomo, and they are saying we have 2 checkpoints which the MP didn't know where they are. So when we talk about this building, me, I drive there, I check on this. The other time I was asking the engineer. This building, like it has been tabulated on page 22, all the works that were supposed to be done out of 1 million, they are here. And when you look at the building has reached the roofing level, meaning a few things have been done right from the slab, have been done up to where we are. But I can see plastering has not been done, which was included in the BOQ. And other things, tiling, they were included, they are here. And they are not there, the money is finished. There are 2 things that one said to somebody here. One is the appetite to pay all the money at once, overlooking other things that an engineer and his team are supposed to look at. And then he said the money is finished. Maybe if it was in stages, IPCs, issued stage by stage, maybe the money would have been there. But now the contractor got all the money, and at the end of the day, the works are not finished. And it's 11 weeks after, we find ourselves in the same situation. And when you look at the works that are remaining, anyway, if it was my house, if I've roofed, I've done all these things, I wouldn't get 250% variance or additional funds. As we are seeing, almost twice the amount. Yet the building has come from nothing up to where it is. So we get twice the price. Anybody else would do that. I am not an engineer, but if it was my house, no, I wouldn't allow that if it was my house. So that's what I'm saying. The new management, let's make sure that we do the right thing. Chairperson, I just want, there's one document again. It's on appendix number 9. If we read on appendix number 9, Chairperson, there's a document there called Siavonga Town Council. It says the report for capital projects implemented. Chairperson, is on the reports of the projects that have been implemented in 2023. Are we there, members? Yes. Number 1 is Birabonga Ablution Block, completed. Construction of Civic Center, 1.2, payments 1.150, completed. Procurement of low bed, 1.7, completed. Installation of street lights, 656, completed with some balance. Rehabilitation of Lake View, I believe, is completed as well. Now, on number 7, construction of Chimutengo Market, 1 million. Number 8, construction of a bus station, 250,000. Number 9, procurement of Chimutengo Market, 250,000. Procurement of block making machine, 350,000. So all these things are not there, but the document is reading that these were completed in 2023. So sometimes let's look at the report before we come. Because this is, to me, CS, this is misleading, because it's saying these projects were done in 2023. Are they done? Yes and no. Others are done, but when you talk about Chimutengo market, people are still trading, you know, on an open area, or they are trading in the rains or in the sun. The bus station, it has not been. So this document, when somebody reads, an outsider reads a document like this, you will say these things have been done. I thought maybe we make a correction on that, or we can withdraw this particular page.
I think there's somewhere where they will need to speak to that. There is some unspent funds of 12 million kwacha, which I think the committee will be taking them on. So you can just hold on, because I think we have seen that, and we would want to ask them to show us how they spent the 12 million kwacha. Honorable Kalo.
Thank you very much, Chair. With your indulgence.
Oh, you want to move to another question? Can the engineer help us to conclude this one?
Yes. We can go on and on with several questions. What we need evidence from your side, the payment vouchers with IPCs for the Lakeview Hotel. The 1 million kwacha that Naunga contractors was paid, because there's no evidence for that. So the BOQ and the payment vouchers will describe the amounts of money they were paid for what type of activity. Then that BOQ, which is going up to 1.72 million, you also submit, because going to answer Honorable Mwene's question, the scope of work that is described in the 1 million here, we will check the details in the IPCs that you paid that 1 million, and we see which items are actually repeating. And also the CS was talking of saying the bus station 250,000 kwacha was not spent because of the site was not was occupied by fire tender or something like this. So would you consider to withdraw your the statement here to say that the funds allocated for the scope of works were not adequate to complete the bus station? Because that's the reason why that's what you put there. But anyway, just to close this, we just provide this type of evidence.
We are moving on. The new questions. So you all ask now. Honorable Kalobo, you ask. Honorable Singombe. Honorable Mwene. In that order.
Thank you, Chair.
New questions.
Page
yes.
27. Appendix 12. Unaccounted for fuel, amounting to 49,935 kwacha. This was the query. On the action taken, Chair, they've told us that management wish to state that all fuel records have been updated. Underline updated. Further, receipts have been obtained from suppliers and disposal details are available for audit verification. And they've told us that the evidence is on Appendix 11. Let's go and do a verification. Appendix 11. Chair, what they've put here are fuel requisition slips and the receipts from filling stations. They went around, started collecting receipts from filling station and filled in this fuel requisition slip. Number about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them receipts. And the total amount for this is 19,112,030 kwacha when you add them. The amount in question is 49,935,000 kwacha. Where are the other receipts? Where is the other evidence supporting that everything was done properly? We want payment vouchers that are properly acquitted. We want bank statements. We also want other evidence on the remaining balance of the fuel. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. You take note of that question. Yes, Honorable Singombe.
Chair, Honorable Kalowo is a very bad man. He has patronized my brains, and exactly that was my question. So I pass.
Honorable Member for Mangango.
Thank you very much, Chair. That is Dunumwes. Don't worry. Chair, I'd like to take the council to page 28. Unaccounted for stores. Chair, this is to a tune of 137,793 kwacha. The council is still busy looking for evidence. 137,793 kwacha. Chair, because of the query is stating that management wishes to acknowledge that, no, let me go to management, action taken. They wish to state that all the stores records have been updated, receipts have been obtained from the suppliers, and disposal details are availed for audit verification. Today, Chair. Yes, is today the day for audit? That you can bring those now before this committee. Why were they not there during the time of audit? All these. Chair, we can go to Appendix 12. They have attached these disposal details, payment vouchers, receipts, and the goods received notes, and so on. They are now bringing them before your committee, but during the time of audit, they were not there. Now, yes, what is the probability that your committee can believe that these documents are not just merely fabricated to come and show your committee that now we have the documents? We never had them during the time of audit. You even mistaken to say they are now ready for audit. Why didn't you see the auditors to audit them? Because this committee is not for audit. Chair, I submit.
Yes, you can respond to those two queries from Honorable Mwene and
yes,
Honorable
thank
Kalo.
you, Chair. I'll start on unaccounted for fuel. Chair, we have all the evidence amounting to 49,000. However, we did not put all the evidence in the book. The other evidence they are in the box files, because if you check the receipts, fuel was being given in bits, so we're avoiding the volume of the report, Chair. So the other evidence are in the box files, but we have all the evidence.
The question was, why have you opted to bring this evidence to this committee and not availing it to the auditors when they came to your station? That is what the honorable member is asking.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I was going to the next question. Chair, I would say that was the weakness in our internal controls. And also we have challenges of officers that that belongs to stores sections. We only have one stores officer, so many times when they are doing other routine works outside the civic center, we do have challenges, that's why those gaps are being seen. But we have facilitated another officer just to help in making sure that no record is filed or no stores records are updated when an officer is doing routine works outside civic center, Chair. So the gap was a result of having only one officer belonging to stores section. So if that person is sick, it means another person cannot do the works, because certification of documents for stores officer, they are only allowed for officers that are mandated to do stores works, Chair.
Honorable Kalova. Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, we've been advising local authorities to carry evidence. They don't come here walking. They come with council vehicles. We've been saying even 1 ton of evidence, we are ready. Even a truck and a trailer evidence, we are ready for you. Here, we are very suspicious, Chair, because they are saying receipts have been obtained from the suppliers and the disposal details are available for audit. Meaning, at the time of audit, they didn't have. So those officers who went to procure this fuel, meaning they never got receipts, or how did you pay? If you are not carrying a bank statement, how did you pay? How did you transfer them? Did you pay cash? Did you again procure without a payment voucher? Because there are no payment vouchers. These are just 10. They are 10 receipts, meaning we expected 10 payment vouchers. Even one bank statement indicating the transfer of these documents. So you mean it was so difficult to carry this evidence?
I come in, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Okay, normally the way we handle fuel, Chair, we have a contract with a filling station. So whenever we make a payment, we normally do a reconciliation with a filling station. So where to get the invoices and the receipt copies is just on one filling station where we have a contract, Chair. We admit we thought of putting the other evidence in the box files because of minding on the magnitude of the volume of the report, Chair. An officer has gone to get, Chair.
Honorable Dr. Manza, then Honorable Mwena.
It's a different question. Okay. Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, to the question I asked on page 28, they are saying they have provided the evidence on page 12, on appendix 12. When you go to appendix 12, Chair, you sum up the payment vouchers. They are coming up to 87,857 kwacha 84 ngwe. But the query is about 137,793, giving Chair your committee a difference of 49,005 kwacha 16 ngwe are the other payment vouchers. I submit, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Chair. For appendix number 12, we have an addendum where we have attached additional evidence, Chair. So I can check in the addendum. We provided additional information amounting to 226,000, Chair. Now with that reduction to 100,000, I'm sure the evidence is enough, Chair.
Siavonga Town Council would have loved to interact more with yourselves. However, the time is not allowing. We do appreciate your appearance before the committee, and we do acknowledge the ongoing efforts that you are putting in to improve service delivery in Siavonga. As a committee, we want to advise that you enhance measures around your revenue collection, address the underperformance in collecting revenue from hospitality industry business and land developers business. You noted that you underperformed in some of your local taxes. We have councils that have mines, and they are doing a good job in terms of service delivery on roads. You have a lot of potholes, yet you have the aquaculture industry which is giving you a lot of funds. You have the mining industry which is giving you a lot of funds, and I hope you are charging the fees as resolved by your local authority, because once you mobilize these funds, you are supposed to change Siavonga into a beautiful place. You are underperforming as a witness today, because some of the officers at the council want to operate the council as though it's a business place, yet it's meant to offer services. I'm sure the employer is taking note. We have irregularities in the procurement system, not adhering to the financial guidelines. How do you make an overpayment for a purchase order which is 8,000 kwacha? What is the motivation? If it was not for the auditors, we will all conclude that somebody wanted to get some money from that place. The capital projects that are being implemented, you heard what the Honorable Member of Parliament submitted. He's here, he stays in Siavonga. Some of them are saying they are complete, yet they are still a going concern. The upward adjustment of the costs to these projects that should have been finished is another area of concern. On this one, I'll ask the Office of the Auditor General to go back to Siavonga. We need to look at these capital projects whose values have doubled by 100%, and some even above over 100%. We need to know what is the motivation, what is the problem, why the delay in implementing these projects, why pay for works that are not done but the payment is 100%. So Auditor General, you need to go back, do a forensic audit and help us to understand these matters. You need to improve on waste management, prioritize the provision of waste bins and improve waste management services which are critical for public health. Statutory compliance, settle overdue statutory and staff operations and ensure compliance with financial regulations. I understand you are a new team. It's a mix of old officers and new officers. There's a lot of money that is around Siavonga which you need to harness to improve service delivery. People feel nice to pay taxes, local taxes, fees and charges when the council is providing a service. So we expect you to enhance your strategies. We expect you to improve your service delivery. Capital projects should be delivered on time. One other aspect that we've noted as a committee countrywide is that the delayed implementation of projects is costing government a lot of money. And this shouldn't be condoned, because you have the money sitting in your account, yet you decide to delay a project. So I'm sure the lawyer has heard and listened to the deliberations, and they will take decisive measures to the officers who are deliberately neglecting to discharge their functions. At this point, I wish to withdraw the immunity that was given to you at the start of our session. what you say beyond this point is on your own discretion. I wish to officially close the session and to encourage you to do a good job on your report next time you are appearing before this committee. I think you've noted the gaps.
Parliament Television. You're just from watching a live broadcast of committee accounts in which they were receiving a submission from last witness, that's Siavonga Town Council. And today, earlier on, when the committee started receiving submissions, they did receive a submission from Iteji Town Council. They also received a submission from Chirundu Town Council as well as Choma Municipal Council. I must make mention that aside the local government accounts, we've had other committee sittings receiving submissions on various subjects, and we also had the Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labour Matters, which submissions on the consideration of Zambia's framework, and their witnesses today were the Zambia Institute of Policy Analysis and Research and the Zambia Consolidated Copper Mines. We also had the Committee on Youth, Sport and Child Matters receiving submissions on the review of the government interventions on streetism in Zambia, and their witness was the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. We also had the Committee on Transport, Works and Supply, which received on the review of the railway transport in Zambia, and they had two witnesses. These are the National Council for Construction and the Zambia Development Agency. We also had the Committee on Delegated Legislation, which did receive submissions on the consideration of statutory instruments, and their witnesses today were the Zambia Association of Manufacturers and the Cross-Border Traders Association of Zambia. We also had the Committee on Agriculture, Land and Natural Resources, and they did receive submissions on the considerations of the impact of climate change in Zambia. Their witnesses were the Zambia Environmental Management Agency and the Ministry of Commerce. We also had the Committee on National Guidance and Gender Matters, and they were receiving submissions on the consideration of operations of the development of national religious affairs. Their witnesses today were the Drug Enforcement Commission and the House of Chiefs. And lastly, we also had the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs receiving submissions on the review of the state of infrastructure in the Defense Forces, and their witness was the Ministry of Finance. And so basically that's just a summary of some of the committees that we had that were receiving submissions today. And on that note, and on behalf of the entire production crew here at Parliament, I would like to wish you a pleasant evening. Keep watching Parliament Television, the only station that brings